Very nice, Meenakshi. Thank you for sharing such a wonderful tune and singing. Anybody else would like to sing? Hare Krishna. So we
Prabhuji,
should
I
usually
think
start with
Ishwarji, Prabhuji,
yes.
I think Ishwarji wants to sing a kirtan.
Okay, Ishwarji, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Ishwarji. So there is one kirtan we could probably all try to sing today. Some of you must have heard about this kirtan. Krishna Jinka Naam Hai. Okay, this is in Hindi, and the meaning is okay. Do you want to take turns and read this translation? Anybody like to?
Yes, Prabhuji, I want to read. He whose name is Krishna and whose abode is Gokula, unto such a
Prabhuji,
supreme personality of Godhead, I offer
Prabhuji,
my most.
Yeah, go ahead, Chaityaji.
I offer
Prabhuji, can I read?
my most humble obeisance.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chaitraji. Next, Meenakshi ji wants to read. Go ahead.
No, not me, Prabhuji. I just asked that tomorrow I had exams for. Tomorrow I have
Day after
exams, so I
tomorrow.
need your blessings.
Oh, definitely. All of us are praying for
It's
you.
day after tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, please.
Is it the second line?
Yes.
He whose mother is Yasoda and whose father is Nandana, unto such a cowherd boy named Gopala, I offer my most humble obeisances again and again.
Yes, very nice.
Prabhuji, can I read the next?
Yeah, you can go after Santosh and Nitin ji because they raised their hand.
Okay.
Beloved is Ra and whose illusory is very amazing. Unto he whose thunderous composition is the color of the fresh rain cloud. Yeah. My most humble obeisance again.
Thank you so much. Okay, Meenakshi ji, you can go.
What, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you can read number 4, please.
Yeah. He who sneaks around the steel yogurt and butter, then hides to eat it, and who tends the cows in the company of his cowherd boyfriends, unto he who is. Can you read that
The
for me?
reservoir, like a big tank.
Reservoir of playful pastimes, I offer my most humble
Obeisances.
what was it?
Obeisances.
Obeisances again and again.
Yeah, obeisances like prayer or respect. Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
where is Saina?
Yeah, she'll be coming. She's running a little late, I think. Okay, number 5 would like to read. Asmita ji would like to read. Go ahead, Asmita ji.
He who prevented the dishonoring of the daughter of King Drupada and who delivered the elephant Gajendra from the grasp of the alligator, unto he who is the abode of all compassion, I offer my most humble obeisance again and again.
Yeah, thank you, Asmita ji.
Prabhuji, can I read the sixth one?
Yes, please, Ishwarji. Go ahead.
He who caused the great war between the Kurus and the Pandavas, and who spoke divine instructions to Arjuna on the battlefield, unto he who is the Lord of all helpless fallen souls, I offer my most humble obeisances again and again.
Yes, thank you so much. So we'll attempt to sing this.
Prabhuji, I cannot hear you properly. Your
Okay.
voice is feeble.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay, I don't know if it's better now.
Yes, Prabhuji, now it's better. Now it's better.
Okay, so let's try to sing this quickly before we go to our session today. So, Krishna जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरा बार बार प्रणाम है। यशोदा जिनकी मैया है, नंद जी बापैया है, ऐसे श्री गोपाल को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। राधा जिनकी जाया है, अद्भुत जिनकी माया है, ऐसे श्री घनश्याम को मेरा Are you able to see now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's visible.
ऐसे श्री घनश्याम को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। लूट लूट दधि मक्खन खायो, ग्वाल भाल संग धेनु चरायो, ऐसे लीला धाम को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। द्रुपद सुता को लाज बचायो, ग्रह से गाजा को फंड चुड़ायो, ऐसे कृपा धाम को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। कुरु पांडव को युद्ध मचायो, अर्जुन को उपदेश सुनायो, ऐसे दीनानाथ को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। भज रे भज गोविंद गोपाल हारे, राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा, राधे गोपाला राधे गोपाला, ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। Okay, with that little bhajan, we can go to our lesson for today. So how's everybody feeling? Everybody's doing good?
Prabhuji, can you show that song in the next class?
Yes, yes. Yeah, you can
Show
always,
that song's lyrics.
yeah, you can
Because
just,
I was
you can just
because
search
Prabhuji, I
for
was trying to write that.
Krishna, just write
Trying to
Krishna
write
Jinka,
that.
Krishna Jinka Naam Hai. You can just search for this in KK songs. Krishna Jinka Naam Hai, KK
Okay,
songs.
Krishna.
Jinka Naam Hai.
Krishna. Jinka
Naam Hai.
naam hai.
That person whose name is Krishna. That's what it says. Okay, very good. All right, so who remembers what we discussed last class? We started from this slide actually.
Nanda Maharaj forgets about his shoes putting somewhere and Krishna finds out, and the story about the fruit lady Krishna gave that fruit lady was a great devotee of Krishna, and she wanted to see Krishna and went through, and Krishna gave her so many jewels and like that. We followed that.
He gave her everything to Krishna, and Krishna gave her jewels, but she didn't really need jewels. She just
Prabhuji,
wanted.
actually, this fruit seller, she wished to be the mother of Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what has actually happened is that Krishna he got a handful of grains in his tiny hands, and then while trying to give it to the fruit seller,
Yeah.
some of the grains fell down from his hand, and he gave it to the fruit seller, and Krishna called her Maya too,
Yes. Yes.
which means mom. So after that, Krishna thought, oh, I should bless one of my devotees by giving them jewels, since women's like jewelry. But then she doesn't want jewelry. She wants to be Krishna's mom after seeing Krishna. So that's why she went back and prayed by placing the jewels in the Yamuna River, and then she was praying. Then after that, she was sleeping, and her soul went to the
Spiritual world.
heavenly planets, and then she was Krishna's mom. And then after that, what happened was that
So one correction there, heavenly planets is where, the demigods live. Okay. So the spiritual world is even higher than the heavenly planets. So that's one thing. So she went back to the spiritual world, not the heavenly planets. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
okay, it's okay. So Krishna grew up, and he was a little boy now. So he and Balaram were so naughty. They would always play with their friends, and then whenever Krishna's mom Yashoda calls them, they wouldn't come back. What's the type of sort of word? But then Yashoda's sort of but then Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj.
Yeah.
Nanda Maharaj's other's wife, she would even try to call them, but then they wouldn't come. One day, Yashoda was like, Krishna, Krishna, come back. But then, while Krishna was coming back, the cowherd boys were like, oh, don't go, Krishna, otherwise you won't play with us again. They were just joking, since they didn't want Krishna and Balaram to leave them just to go back to their house. That's just faking, that they wouldn't actually be their friend if they go. But then Krishna was like, oh, if I don't play with them, they wouldn't let me play with them. So that's why Krishna continued to play. And Yashoda was like, oh, Krishna, come back, it's your birthday. So that's why Krishna came back and placed all his jewelry on. So, and he returned all the...
Just one correction there, like it's not Nanda Maharaj's wife, it's actually Vasudev's wife, Rohini, who is Balramji's mother, right? So she's the one who goes and calls.
Sorry, I forgot that.
Yes.
So after that, one of his Krishna's uncle, he said, oh, it's not going to be safe to live here, since demons, they're going to fight. And if Krishna's here, he might be getting killed. So we should be going to another place. So that's why they left and went to Gokul. No, to the Yamun.
Vrindavan.
Yeah, to Vrindavan. So when we were going to Vrindavan, one day he was playing with the calves by sitting on them and saying who can go the fastest. And this demon, he already knows that Krishna is in Vrindavan. So that's why he thought that, oh, if I just disguise myself as a cow, that means Krishna will stay on me, and then I can just play, or I can just heavily play with him, and then he'll be dead. So that's why he disguised himself as a cow and went to
a calf.
Yes, calf. So then Krishna sat on him, and he's actually the fastest calf. But then those boys, they thought that he's the fastest, but then he's not actually the fastest. He is actually a demon. They did not even notice that. Krishna only knows that he's a demon.
And what's the name of that demon? Anyone? He's a calf demon, and the Sanskrit for calf is what?
Aghasura.
Vatsasura. Very good. Santoshi.
After that, Vatsasura, he was running so fast, and Krishna was on him, and he was enjoying instead of being killed.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
instead, Krishna climbed down. He just jumped down and then lifted the cow up. He just threw him up, and then the cow became dead.
And
After that, Krishna and the cowherd boys, they were playing again. So
yeah, and then Krishna,
See-
that's how Manasi Ganga was. It's a little pond in Vrindavan that Krishna manifested to just for his pastimes to purify himself after killing a calf. Though it was a
Yes.
demon, it was still taking the form of a calf, which is very
Yes.
beautiful.
So Krishna just blessed him and made him go to the spiritual world.
So his actually soul merged into Krishna, and that means he'll just go to the Brahma Jyoti, not to the spiritual world. Only, Putana was very fortunate. I got the mercy to go to the spiritual world. Also, the fruit seller lady, of course, she's a great devotee. Okay.
Yes.
So then
She only was killed since she wanted to be Krishna's mom. So there's no other choice except for her leaving her soul. So that's why she only gone to her soul, it just flew away from the body. Anyways, Krishna, one time he was playing with his a cowherd
So
friend.
Ashmita ji, just hold on just a sec. Does anybody else want to narrate this? Ashmita ji is doing a very good job. She remembers so well every detail that I can't even remember. So she's very good. But anybody else want to attempt Bakasura, or should Ashmita ji continue? Okay, Ashmita ji, looks like
Prabhuji, did we start our session?
no. After this, we'll start in a couple of minutes. Okay. Yeah, Ashmita ji, you can go ahead if nobody else is remembering as good as you, so you can go and tell us about Aghasura as well.
So after that, they were going to the ocean, or I guess the river, so they can bath the cows. But then the one on crane.
They're still taking care of the calves, right? So they are in their Kumara Rupa. Kumara is 0 to 5 years old, and then greater than 5 is called Pauganda, and above that is Kaishora. Like 5 to 10 is Pauganda, and 10 to 15 is Kaishora, and after 15 it's like youthful age. So they are still in the 0 to 5. So they don't herd cows yet. So they're just taking care of the calves at the moment. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So calves. So there's this really very big crane. And, he wanted to go to Krishna so that he can defeat him.
Yeah.
So so he went to Krishna, and Krishna and the cowherd boys, they were taking care of the calves. So while they were taking care of the calves, the cowherd boys were like, Krishna, Krishna, hide somewhere. You're going to get swallowed by this really very big bird. Then Krishna's like, it's okay. I'll just defeat this bird. So he just got swallowed by the bird. After that, inside and then the crane thought, oh, it was easier than I expected. Krishna is so easy to defeat. And then actually, he was just tricking him. That was so easy. So he attacked the bird. And then while attacking,
So Krishna was first swallowed by Bakasura as a king, as a train.
Aghasura, yeah.
Yeah, and then Krishna became a fireball in his throat, so he had to cough Krishna out, and then Krishna just tore open his the beaks as if it is like little.
Yes. Then
grass.
after that, Krishna was freed, and then Bakasura, he tried to swallow Krishna again, but then Krishna landed on Bakasura's beak, and he was pulling it over, and he was using lots of strength to make it push up open. While pushing up open, he just took out the front beak of Bakasura.
Yes, yes. Very good. And even the demigods are very afraid of Bakasura, and nobody could beat him.
And Bakasura represents like
Was it bad qualities?
Yeah,
Aghasura qualities.
Hypocrisy,
bad qualities,
hypocrisy or cunning duplicity. So
that sense you're just saying that you're good, but then you're not actually good, you're just doing bad things. For example, birds, they're actually really very harmless. They just attack bird. They think that they're in danger. But this bird, it's a bad bird, so that's why it's attacking. So that's why it means bad qualities.
Very good, Ashmita ji. That's a very good summary of last class. So that brings us to this week's class. And you know, Krishna is below 5 years old now, and he used to have fun with the Gopa boys, and they used to play so many games. And some of you may be that age where you play these kind of games also. Like Krishna blows his buffalo bugle horn, and then all his friends will come together, and each of them has a little stick to just prod the calves around to make them move this way or that way. They have a little stick.
Like a shepherd.
Yeah. And then they have a flute, and they have a horn, and then they have
All
lunch
of them
bags.
have a flute.
Yeah, all of them have one. But Krishna is the best flute player. And then they have thousands of calves. So each person has a certain number of calves that they are responsible for. And they play many games like everybody brings their lunchbox, right? So one person will take another person's lunchbox and pass it around. And then when the person searches, he doesn't find his lunch. And then it'll be like a treasure hunt. They'll start seeing where can that be? And then they'll be running after each other. Then they find the lunch, and then they all have lunch together. It's just little, very fun games they used to play. And then sometimes Krishna goes and looks at some beautiful scenery, and then when Krishna is a little away, all the boys starts to run and see who can touch Krishna first. So they have some little running races like that, and then they have some of them follow peacocks and imitate the sounds of peacocks and cuckoos. Yeah. So it's very, very fun time with Krishna.
Didn't we already discuss Bakasura last class?
Yeah, we are discussing this right picture of the peacocks, Krishna impersonating the peacocks.
Shrapaji?
Yes.
Didn't one of the cow herd boys, he just tried to make a noise of a crane so that lots of cranes can come, but then instead he made the voice of a frog, so lots of frogs came.
Yeah, there are many innumerable pastimes, and that's probably a good one too. I'm not too sure about that. It's probably one of them. And you might have seen Little Krishna. Okay, so definitely that is one good game like that. Yeah, they used to play. They used to impersonate frogs, peacocks, cuckoos. And then, when birds kind of fly not too high, you can see the shadow of the bird on the ground on a big playground. And then they would just run after that shadow. And then they would dance with peacocks. And some of them will catch the tail of a monkey, and then they will start playing with the monkey, and someone will sneak up to a monkey and then sit next to the monkey quietly as if that person is a monkey.
Can
And then
everybody stop annotating?
and
It's
and
on the screen.
and the monkey, when it shows the teeth, you know, the monkey sometimes show their teeth. They'll also show the teeth, just like the monkey. Sometimes they follow the monkey up the tree, and then sometimes they sit like a frog, and when the frog jumps into the water, the Gopa boys will also jump into the water like a frog. Yeah. So so then they kind of try to make shadows. You know, you can make a dog shadow by doing something like that, and then they look at those caricatures they make, and they start laughing at that. And then they go to an empty well and start shouting at the well, and when the echo comes, they would all be laughing at that. So these were the wonderful pastimes that Krishna and the Gopa boys in their young age of below 5, they were having fun together with their calves. So what happened was, then when Krishna was having so much fun and happiness with the calves.
Already discuss this yet? Last class?
No.
Oh, okay, this one.
Yeah. So when Krishna and all his friends were so happy and having such wonderful pastimes, there was this demon. And his
Krishna
name
has
is
a lot of friends.
Yeah. So there was a demon, and his name was what? Starts with A. He's a snake demon or python demon. And his name is
Aghasura.
Yes, Aghasura. Yes. So Aghasura, he saw that Krishna is having so much fun, and he was so
Prabhuji?
angry. Yes.
Aghasura, Bakasura.
Yes, Bakasura was the crane or the stork.
And I think
Babuji, what is this Rakshasa's name?
Yeah, Aghasura. Aghasura's brother is Bakasura. His sister is Putana.
Yeah, Prabhuji, Aghasura was a snake and who came and I don't know, Aghasura ate all these cowherd boys, or they went inside Aghasura's mouth.
Yes. So the cowherd boy saw, oh wow, look at this cave. It's so beautiful. It looks just like a snake. Look at that, those little those little rocks at the opening of the cave. It is so beautiful. We should go try it. So some of them said, no, it's not. It looks like a demon. Then they said, no, even if it's a demon or a real cave, we are fine. We have Krishna with us. But they're always confident that nothing will happen to them.
A good devotee is very confident that Krishna will protect them.
Right. Yes. So they're great devotees, and then
Prabhuji, they went inside, and Aghasura had some poison inside his whole body, and they all went unconscious. Then Krishna went inside Aghasura's mouth and killed him.
Prabhuji, is it poison or some type of fluid?
Yeah, that is in Krishna, right? Little Krishna, there was all those details. But in the Krishna book from Prabhupada, there is not details about inside the tummy so much. So we'll have to see where the details came from. Some of them details comes from acharyas who they meditate on this pastime, and they get some details when Krishna comes into their mind and tells them.
I actually saw this from Little Krishna.
Yes. Very good.
Hey, look, that's Brahma.
So, yeah. We'll go into that picture after this. So all the cowherd boys, they went into the snake mouth, and the snake's mouth was 8 miles wide. Sorry, not wide, long.
Wait, 8 miles?
Yeah, it expanded itself to 8 miles, and it's like the top fangs were actually touching the clouds, so nobody really could see the top, or they just thought it was a cave and they were running in, and then Krishna was not going. Krishna didn't want them to go, but they were still running. So it represents just like all of us were in the spiritual world, but we wanted to experiment and see something what is in the material world. So we all came here. So then Krishna also came with us in our hearts. So as Paramatma, he's always present in each of our hearts.
Wait, so is that
So
what this represents?
no. So this Aghasura represents cruelty. So much violence and cruelty is what this Aghasura
because
represents.
he's like
he's
He's
not
a
only
cave.
focused on Krishna, he just wants to kill all his friends also.
Yeah.
And he was even thinking, like when the when the kids of the Vrindavan Vasis die, then the parents cannot tolerate the death and they'll also die. So he's very cruel, wanted to hurt everyone. And that's why he represents cruelty and violence, and then just having so much envy towards others and causing trouble for them.
How did he get this envy?
So that's what this. Okay, so he, in his previous life, he was his name was Agha, and he was very, very handsome personality, and he was son of Shankasura, but he was very handsome and he was very proud of his handsome body. So there was one rishi. We had discussed this rishi earlier when we discussed about Janaka. Janaka's,
Oh, Janaka's.
his spiritual master is called Ashtavakra, and Ashtavakra is a guru or muni who is Ashta means 8, Vakra means crooked. His body was crooked at 8 parts, like it's bent at different places, and when you look at him, it didn't look like a very.
And then Akan said that when he came, and then he said he looked very bad.
He said, "What an ugly person!" To that great rishi, and the rishi cursed him to become a snake who's envious and very, very ugly. So
Prabhuji?
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Doesn't Aghasura even mean sneakiness, and doesn't he create traps?
Yeah, so there are many all these are sneaky people, right? These demons, Putana came as a beautiful lady. So this representation of what each asura represents, it's given by a very senior acharya who is the guru's guru of Srila Prabhupada, and his name is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Yeah. So he's the one who connected each of these asuras to some kind of bad intentions that is present in everybody's heart. So we also, at some point, like when we were kids, we might be fighting with each other. We might get violent and stuff. Some of them are like the terrorists and all. They are even when they become adults, they are very cruel and they're violent. They're okay to kill others and all that, right? So that is what that propensity in the human heart is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says is represented by Aghasura. So yes,
the cave looks like a snake for me instead. How come it looks like a cave for them? Isn't it supposed to be gray?
Yeah, so they some of them said it is a snake demon, but they were their adventurous mentality overpowered their fear of getting hurt, and they knew that Krishna would save them if there's any danger, so they're willing to really go explore, thinking it's a cave. But some of them could see that there are some eyes there, and it's actually a snake. So Krishna said, don't go, let's just play here. Then when everybody went, Krishna also went.
Can I say that how did they understood that wasn't a cave?
Okay,
because snakes cannot keep their eyes without blinking. So this Aghasura moved his eyeballs and
Oh, eyelid.
blinked his
Okay.
eyes like that.
Okay. Yeah, so they were saying, oh, what a great cave. But you know, there is a big breath coming inside and out. And then look at those teeth. They are like rocks that are studded from top, and there are fangs. The sun's rays are reflecting on the top of their fangs. And then they're saying this very foul, fishy smell that's coming. That is from the intestine of the snake. So they were thinking, yes, this is not a harmless rock, but this is definitely something. But their adventure they wanted to go inside, and then even though Krishna knew they were not doing what he wanted, Krishna went with them, just like he comes with all of us in our heart. So they all went inside, and the Aghasura closed the mouth, and then Krishna, Krishna has all the siddhis. One of the siddhi is expanding himself, called Mahima. So he invoked that siddhi, and he expanded so much that
Isn't that like superpowers?
Yeah. So the python, it can extend so much. It can even swallow a big buffalo or a human being. So
Human being is not that big.
No, I'm talking about the regular pythons. They just extend their body so much that they can swallow. So this would have 8 mile long, could extend up to the stratosphere, and it can still swallow. But Krishna can expand much more than them. So he expanded so much, and he just burst open and killed this bad demon. So if we welcome Krishna into our heart, we won't be violent or cruel anymore.
Hey, did Aghasura? What did Aghasura? Did Aghasura go back to heaven?
Yeah. So when Krishna went and burst open the body, like through his head, the Aghasura soul came out. Aghasura's head soul came out and merged into Krishna's body.
But that's not as good as Putana's.
Yeah. So devotees doesn't look for liberation or salvation. Those
They
kind
just
of merging
Krishna.
with God is considered not the highest. So that is for impersonalists who more think of God as energy, so devotees think of the Lord as a person. So for them, they all go to the spiritual world to be in the pastimes of the Lord and have wonderful relationship with Lord, just like the Gopa boys. Each of them has a unique relationship with Krishna. So then that is the pastime of Aghasura. And all this narration, where this is happening? Like how did Vedavyas write about Krishna's pastimes? In which book? Does anybody know? It's called Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, very good. Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is the 10th canto.
Wait.
The 10th canto is about.
Wait, Aghasura's sister is
Putana.
Putana and Aghasura's sister?
Yes. So all 3 are siblings in this life. Anyway, so my point was, Vedavyas has written Bhagavatam, and in Bhagavatam, the narration happens at different levels, right? So it is being discussed between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami is narrating. So yeah, okay. So we're getting some background noise. Anyway, so my point was, Parikshit Maharaj has only 7 days left to live, and almost half of it is over. So 4 days are over, only 3 more days to live. And so he's hearing about all these wonderful stories about Krishna, and he's being narrated by Sukadev Goswami. And Sukadev Goswami is a Mahajan. We discussed that a long time back. The point I want to bring here is, after this pastime, Sukadev Goswami said, all the boys, they told their parents about this pastime only after a year. And then Sukadev Goswami said, no. And then Parikshit Maharaj was listening to the story, said, oh, Sukadev Goswami, why did the boys not tell immediately on that evening itself about Krishna killing this python demon. And then Sukadeva Goswami revealed, oh, it's a wonderful question, and there is a reason for that. And that leads us to the next story. So after Aghasura was killed, Krishna and the cowherd boys, Krishna actually wanted initially they had come here to have good lunch. And all of them had packed such great lunch boxes with rice and yogurt and fruit salad and all that. So everybody packs them, and then they open it and they share their lunch with each other. And then Krishna is so playful that when somebody's drinking buttermilk, when his mouth is full, Krishna would just hit the mouth slowly, and then when whatever comes out of the mouth, he will go drink. And so then Brahma had heard about this Krishna killing Aghasura and everything, and so he came in a swan. That's what you see on top of the picture. Yeah. Brahma with his four heads is coming to see who is this unnatural kid who killed this great demon Aghasura.
Why doesn't Brahma know this is Krishna?
Yeah, that's just due to yoga Maya. Yeah, that is kind of hidden. And then Brahma thinks slight pride is also there because he created the material world, but he forgets that he got all this information from Krishna initially, and he thinks Krishna is just a regular cowherd boy. And when he sees this Lila of Krishna even drinking the remnants from somebody's mouth, he thinks, what kind of a kid is this? This is just a regular kid. How would God, who should be respected, eat the remnants of somebody who is the leftovers of someone? This is not God. This is just a regular boy. And Brahma thinks, okay, I'm going to test this little boy. So now we'll hear how he tests this boy. So this is how like 1 year passed, and that this is the story of why that 1 year nobody knew about
because Brahma. So
let me just quickly finish. Okay, about that. What do you want to say?
I just wanted to tell the story.
Okay, then you say the story.
Okay, so how Brahma tested Krishna was so he took all of Krishna's friends, each and every single one, and then Brahma took all of them. So Krishna, he was very lonely. So he multiplied himself into all the Gopa boys, made himself different versions, shape-shifted into all the ones. And then even in little Krishna, the gopis, the mothers of the Gopa boys says that, oh, my son looks just like Krishna. He looks so beautiful. So Krishna wants, and then so all the mothers of the Gopa boys wanted Krishna to be their only son because Krishna was so beautiful. So then Krishna made their dreams come true by multiplying himself and making himself the Gopa boys and the rest of his friends, so nobody would realize that all of them were gone. And then Brahma came back the next year, I think, because a year is a day to Brahma, right?
It's actually a second program.
Oh. Okay, so then Brahma came after a second, and then he saw all the Gopa boys were still playing with Krishna and everything. So Brahma was like, oh, this is not a natural boy. Who is this? And then And then Brahma came to the feet of Krishna and said, "Oh Krishna, I'm so sorry. I won't test you again." And then Brahma learned his lesson, and then he went back.
Okay, good. You touched most of the points, but I'll just go through some of the little more details. So what happened was they were all having this wonderful prasadam together, and then the calf suddenly had wandered away. And then all the Gopa boys was like, "Oh no, we are responsible for the calves, and they're all gone away, but we haven't finished our lunch." So Krishna said, "Oh no, you all of you stay here and finish your lunch. Let me go look for them, so that I don't want you to be interrupted while you're having your lunch." And Krishna went and he looked for the calves. He couldn't find them anywhere. Actually, Brahma had taken the calves also. And then when Krishna came back, none of the Gopa boys were there. So Brahma took them also.
Prabhuji, Brahma already knew. After testing him, you only told that Brahma said sorry, then I'll not test you. Then Brahma tested Krishna again.
No. I'm just coming back to the story to give a little more details. So Ayana said the story, and we are coming back to the time when Brahma came again. He didn't come again in the story. We're just explaining
like
that.
Going back to the start of the story and getting more details.
Yeah. So what happened was Brahma took all the calves. Ayana didn't mention about Brahma taking the calves and the Gopa boys also, and he made them go to sleep, and he took them to Brahma Loka. And Brahma's lifetime is so much more than a human lifetime, right? And the time passes very slow there, because one day of Brahma,
Prabhuji,
8 trillion years.
1 year should be for us 1 year. In Brahma, there is 1 day for 1 year.
No. For Brahma, it was only a moment, actually. He just took the kids there and hid them and made them sleep for a second. For a second. And because Brahma's 12 hours is like trillions of years in our world. So he just took them, and then when he just went and hid them for a millisecond or a second in his time. But then when Krishna came back after looking for calves, he didn't find them. He didn't find his Gopa boys friends. So he was worried that everybody will.
Prabhuji, is Krishna acting like he cannot find, or Krishna?
Yeah. So initially, Yogamaya covers that knowledge so that Krishna is genuinely worried, but then he understands that Brahma took them, and then he actually expands himself to just look like all the Gopa boys with all the characters. Yes, you did that right. Yes. So, and he actually expanded himself as the calves also. And all these Gopa boys and calves who are actually Krishna himself. And Lord Balram was also there, but he didn't understand this Lila. He didn't understand it was all Krishna. He just thought it is all other boys. So this is just showing that Krishna can have Lila that even is covered for Balramji. And then Brahma, then he came and saw. And
also he can, Krishna actually, it's like to Brahma, Krishna can do it so quick because it's just a millisecond.
Yeah. Right. So he came back to look what is happening, and he saw everybody still actively playing with Krishna. And like Ayana said, all the Brajavasis, they like Krishna the most. Even though they had kids, usually every parent liked their children the most than any other kid. But in Vrindavan, it was slightly different. Everybody liked Krishna more. But during this 1 year, when Krishna expanded himself, as all these calves and Gopa boys, everybody loved their own kids
Yeah,
the most.
for once.
Yeah, because actually that was Krishna himself, and they were even when they were so loving to their kids that just seeing their below 5-year-olds coming itself, like the mother started. Milk started coming out of their breast, and they just wanted to feed them, and then they wanted to make and give them a shower, put sandalwood paste on them, just like they were really doing a wonderful arati and abhishek on their own kids. And all the cows were so loving towards their calves. They would lick the calves, feed the calves. So then this is how this left picture is how Balram ji understands there is something going on here. So this pastime is when all these Krishnas, like Krishna in the form of all these
Krishnas.
Yeah. So, the calves were down, not on the hill, but all the cows were on top of the Govardhan hill. So all the Gopa men were with the cows, and the kids are with the calves. So all the expansion of Krishna were actually down the hill. And these cows from top the hill, they saw the little calves down, and they all came running. Just because they are loving their calf so much now, just seeing their calf during the day, they come running. And the Gopa men, the cowherd men didn't want the cows to come down at that time. They were saying, why are these cows not listening to us? We are trying to call them, but they're running to their calves. And they started, when they came down, they were very angry with these cows. But then when they saw their kids with the cows, they forgot everything and started hugging and kissing their kids. That's what's happening. And then Balramji saw all this and said, something is going on here. That never happens. These angry Gopa men suddenly became so happy to see their kids, and they're hugging and kissing and smelling their hair, and very happy to see their little kids. That's the picture you see here. And then
What, Prabhuji, smelling their hair?
Yeah. So out of love, you can do this, right, to their kids. They give a kiss on their head, so it's like smelling the hair. So yeah. So when that happened, Balramji understood that this is not regular boys. This is all Krishna himself. Otherwise, such a thing cannot happen.
Doing a Krishna.
Yeah. So he asked Krishna, what is going on?
What is going on, not
And then Krishna said, this is all my own expansion. And by that time, Brahma had come also, and Brahma was looking, and Krishna just showed Brahma, these are all Vishnu Rupas, all these Gopa boys. And then Brahma understood he's messing with the wrong person. So he came, when Krishna was standing on the side, he came and fell on Krishna's feet and washed Krishna's feet with his tears from all his foreheads, and touched his head on Krishna's feet and said, oh Krishna, you Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. You are the primordial Lord. I am just actually your servant, and I'm just doing things based on your instructions. And I forgot that, and I thought I am great, but I understand that you are the creator, and I'm only a secondary creator.
Forgive you.
And hence Brahma became understood his position, and he really has wonderful prayers for Krishna, and that is captured in a book called Brahma Samhita. And that's a beautiful prayers of Brahma when he got bewildered, but then he understood his position and improved as a great devotee. And there's a wonderful song you can all learn. Govindam Adi Purush Tamaham Bhajami.
Prabhuji, sorry, I couldn't hear what you said right now.
Yeah, so Brahma, he composed wonderful prayers for Krishna, and it's all captured in a prayer book called Brahma Samhita. And
Brahma Samhita.
yeah.
Isn't it time for Kahoot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we are concluding our lesson today. It was the last slide. And we can start our Kahoot.
Wait, it's the last
and actually, this whole Lila of Brahma represents a mundane activity. So if we are just focused on our regular life and we don't care about Krishna, or we don't pray to Krishna or do our sadhana, then we can become bewildered like Brahma. So if we think of the Lord and always have him in our heart, we would never think that we are the greatest. We'll always think the center.
Never ever.
Otherwise, we'll think that the whole world revolves around us. What is good for us? Always thinking I, me, my. That is what this whole
That's
episode
the activity
represents.
of Brahma, right?
So so this whole episode, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, represents mundane activities and speculative scholasticism.
What?
Speculative
Scholasticism?
Yeah, speculative scholasticism means if you read a lot of books and then you start thinking and making your own theories, right?
What?
That is called speculation. Speculation is just, I'm guessing about why is the sky blue. Then you'll say, oh,
Krishna made the sky blue.
Okay. Scientifically, it's just because all the
dust and air molecules bounce off.
No, the white light from the sun. There are 7 colors, right?
Yeah, and then blue bounces off the dust and gas.
Yeah, because it has the
most.
smallest wavelength compared to the red has the highest. It doesn't get scattered.
But what
easily.
about purple?
Yeah, so that's purple is slightly lesser than blue. Okay, but people can think about it in different ways. Hey, an alien is reflecting light of blue on the sky. So you can think of many things, right? So that is called speculation. And scholasticism is just because you learned a lot, you start thinking and saying whatever you say is right and thinking you are the greatest. So that.
And then what if some people believe you?
Yeah. So that's a great danger, that if you convince others, they will be led in the wrong way also. That's why we should follow all the knowledge.
People.
Yeah, all the knowledge coming from the Lord.
That's kind of like a false guru.
Yes.
Prabhuji, it is the time for quiz.
Yes. Thank you, Tairaji. Oh, nice to hear your voice. How was your exam? Last week you wanted all of us to pray for you. How did it go?
Prabhuji, it's going nice. Only my last exam is left. That is on Monday.
Okay, good luck for that. And Meenakshi ji also has an exam starting Monday.
Yes,
so good luck to her and everybody else who has exams. Let's all pray to Krishna for you.
And also study.
Yeah, and some of you, in the US, the classes are starting for a new grade starting Monday. So good luck for everyone to have a wonderful school year, and may Krishna be with you and guide you to learn well and become good students. Okay, so the pin for today is 1115504. That is 1115504. Okay, Ashmita ji is in. Karma is in. Meenakshi ji, Thaira ji, Yashoda, Arjuna. Okay, Thairaji has hibiscus flowers, Ayana has a rose flower, Santosh ji and Radha Chaitra ji has joined, Ishwar has joined. Welcome, Ishwar ji. Can we start? Okay, all are in. Okay, good luck, everyone. So this is our 5th class on Krishna book, Aghasura, Brahma, Vimohana, Lila. Okay. Krishna killed Aghasura, the python demon. True or false?
This is easy. Isn't it too easy?
Yeah, let's start off giving you a easy question to start with.
Alright. I'm not a hard one.
One person hasn't answered yet. That's right. Okay. 9.
Well, you got it all right.
Yes, all of you got it right. Very good. Asmita ji, Karma, Ayana, Meenakshi. Okay, Aghasura made himself longer and longer until he was 2 miles long, 4 miles long, 5 miles long, 8 miles long.
Everybody should have been listening.
Prabhuji, I was trying to cut. I was going to touch 8 miles, but suddenly I touched 4 miles.
That's okay.
It's okay. You all make mistakes and it's all right.
Okay, Asmita ji is in first place. Ishwar ji, Arjuna, Ayana, and Tyra ji, all are on the board.
Because I'm using laptop, that's the problem.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
only 2 points behind Arjuna.
And Yashoda ji is also doing well. What happened to Aghasura's spirit soul? It did not come out, it disappeared, it entered the Krishna's body, it entered the sky.
It entered the sky. Did it go into space and looked around? And if it were space aliens there, it could send us good information, anyways, about
Yeah.
aliens.
So Aghasura merged into Krishna's energy, actually. Okay, all right. Ashmita ji, Ishwar ji, Arjun, Ayana, Yashoda, Radha Chaitra is also having a good ancestry. What was Krishna's age when he killed Aghasura? 10 to 15 years old, 200 years old, 25 years old, below 5 years.
25, 200. Well, once he was 5, it would have been a long
Prabhuji, I have heard that Krishna only goes till 16 years.
Oh, yeah. During the Kurukshetra war, Krishna was 125 years old, but you are right, he looked only like a 16-year-old. Okay. So Ashmita ji on top place, Ishwar ji, Ayana, Yashoda, Radha Chaitra. Okay, who was hiding in the clouds to see Krishna kill Aghasura? Putana, Yashoda Maya, residents of Vrindavan, demigods.
Did you say this?
Kind of mentioned.
No, you didn't.
So you can, yeah, so who are on the higher planets are demigods, and demigods are the ones
Like
who
to
were,
see people.
and Aghasura was, they were afraid of Aghasura.
Wait,
Nobody
what?
could defeat Aghasura.
Oh, alrighty. Then how did Krishna defeat
So
him?
Krishna is Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prabhuji, the board is stuck.
Oh, that's probably something at your end. What does Aghasura represent? Pseudo guru, bad habits, cruelty and violence, cunning, duplicity.
Cunning duplicity, I don't know.
That is Bakasura.
Prabhuji, what's the first question? What's the first option?
Pseudo guru.
Prabhuji, what's the meaning of pseudo?
Pseudo is false.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
False guru is Putana.
Yeah.
Bad habits is the cart demon.
Yeah, Sakadasura. Cruelty and violence is this Aghasura. And cunning duplicity is the bird.
And pistol guru is, well, I already told you it's Putana.
Okay, true or false? Aghasura was the brother of Bakasura and Putana.
I wrote it down.
Yes, it's actually true. Okay, Aghasura wanted to avenge the death of her siblings, which is Putana and Bakasura. Okay, Arjuna is making a comeback with 3 in a row. Very good. Okay, 8th question. Aghasura got the body of a snake because cursed by Durvasa, cursed by Shiva for stealing from celestial lake, cursed by Ashtavakra Muni for making fun of his body, cursed by Nandini the cow of Vashishta Muni.
These are all other demons, so don't get fooled.
Yeah, right. Yeah, cursed by Nandini.
Prabhuji, I'm just saying in 7878. So one question, when I get correct, I'll be at the 7th place. When I get wrong, I'm at the 8th place. So I'm just going like 7878.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just fun, right? This is all spiritual fun. We should never make learning about God boring. We should make it very interesting, right? So very good. Ashmita ji, Ishwar ji, Ayana, Arjuna, and Radha Chaitra ji. Okay. What was Parikshit curious about the Python and Brahma episode? Why did Brahma put Krishna to test? Why it took cowherd 1 year to tell Aghasura's incident to their parents? Why so many demons were coming to kill Krishna? Why was Balram not present during cowherd picnic day?
Prabhuji,
We never done this.
I didn't understand the question and I think I pressed the wrong one.
Yeah, this was the question that Parikshit Maharaj was, this same story is being told by Parikshit, to Parikshit Maharaj by Sukadeva Goswami. And that's how this whole story is captured in the Bhagavatam. So he was asking why, yeah. So, Ayana is pressing the button ahead. Okay. Okay. After this Brahma Vimohana Lila, Brahma wished to be dash. A cowherd boy in Vrindavan, a calf in Vrindavan, a blade of grass in Vrindavan which could be touched by Krishna's devotees, a gopi in Vrindavan. I didn't mention this in class. Yeah, you have to guess.
I don't know.
After this episode, Brahma became very humble as a clue.
Yeah, I think I chose the right one.
This is the third one.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. He just wanted to be a blade of grass in Vrindavan. He understood that the Gopa boys and all the inhabitants of Vrindavan is far more exalted than him. Even though he's great Brahma, the Krishna's friends were in a better position and had greater love from Krishna. So all he wanted was to become a blade of grass that any of the Vrindavan Vasis would put their feet on. So he became very humble. Vrindavan Vasis mean them, all the people of Vrindavan who lives in Vrindavan. Okay. After the Brahma Vimohana Lila, Brahma lost his position as Brahma of our universe, his superpowers, his ability to create, his ego.
You know what I answered, right?
So yes, most of you got that right. He lost his. It is always good to lose your over pride and ego, thinking you are the greatest. Being humble. Okay. All right. So before Brahma Vimohana Lila, Brahma thought Krishna as the Supreme Lord, an ordinary human with mystic powers, a powerful demigod. No one had no such perception.
No one has no such perception. What?
Yeah. He thought Krishna to be like that. Option is just thinking of Krishna as an energy or something like that, without any sense.
It's finally.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Okay, Brahma stole the calves and cowherd boys to show his love and devotion to Krishna, to test Krishna out of anger as a matter of duty.
Why would Brahma be angry at Krishna? It's so cold up here. Why do you think it's so cold? No, I didn't. I never
Okay, all of you answered, but Looks like it's taking some time.
No, don't skip or else nobody will get the points. Everybody can wait, right?
Somehow this one had more time.
Just like the other ones, but when everybody answered.
But we have 10 answers. All 10 are.
One time, Prabhuji, one time you just took 108 seconds.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
108 seconds, nobody on a dime.
Okay. What did Brahma do to test if Krishna was the real Supreme Lord? Brahma stole butter from all houses in Vrindavan. Brahma made the calves disappear. Brahma made all gopis disappear. Brahma made calves and the cowherds disappear.
Why would he make the gopis disappear? But I mean, they make all the butter.
Okay, moving on. When Brahma returned the kids and calves back into the forest, it was already past 1 year and the kids knew it. Already past 1 year and the kids did not know it. It all happened in 1 second of our time. It happened in 1 second of Brahma and the kids knew it.
I don't think I got it right.
Yeah, so the kids did not know it because when they came back, that's why they, after this event, you know, when they came back from Brahma, they were still eating at in the starting picture. They were just eating.
They didn't know.
Yeah,
I was lucky.
And then they went back home and they talked about the Aghasura death. So they didn't even.
They didn't even know it past 1 year.
Right. Right. Okay.
I already have answers.
Okay. After Brahma hit the kids and calves and turned around in his 1 second, dash happened. He saw Krishna was looking for the kids and calves in the forest. He saw Devatas wondering what happened to the kids and calves. He was astonished to see the same kids and calves in the forest. He saw parents and cows searching for their children. Yes. He was just astonished that how did the calves and boys he took away appearing still there playing with Krishna. Okay. 17th question. What is the time equation between our time and Brahma's time? Our 1 minute equals Brahma's 1 second. Our 1 hour equals Brahma's 1. Our 1 year equals Brahma's 1 second. Our 1 month equals Brahma's 1 second.
1 month Brahma's second is not that much.
Yeah. So this is because he took it just for a moment, and by that time a year had passed in this world. Okay, after Brahma was confused, seeing the same kids and calves on earth, Krishna was angry at Brahma and wanted to teach him a lesson. Summoned Brahma to appear before him as a punishment. Gave Brahma the 4-handed vision of himself in every kid and calf. Told Brahma not to play any more tricks.
Brahma didn't play tricks.
Yeah, well, Brahma did play a trick on Krishna.
But I don't know if that's the right answer.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it.
So that's the picture you saw where Krishna showed that all of the calves and were Vishnu Rupas. You know. Okay. 19th question. Brahma Vimohana Lila shows the position of Brahma as equal with Krishna, superior to Krishna, an empowered living entity receiving power from Krishna, independent of Krishna.
Brahma has white something on its chin. I don't want to say because it's
White beard?
yeah. Because that makes him look.
When I see the picture, I see that Brahma is so old.
Yeah, just like I.
Yeah, actually, Brahma is also in the material world. He's in the topmost planet called Satyaloka or Brahmaloka. He just has a longer lifespan.
And a way longer day.
Yes.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
It's so weird that in the God's place it's like 1 second, whenever for us it's 1 year.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
then how come they did not how come
No, it's
Krishna
only in Brahma's place it's like that, and Krishna. But then in the spiritual world there is no time. It's just eternity. Nobody gets older or younger or any of that.
but they grow.
They don't grow. They're the same age. They just and there are different worlds. Spiritual planets are there for Krishna's different leelas in different 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 age groups. But it's the same. Depending on how you want to be with Krishna, he will manifest that planet for you. Okay, Brahma Vimohana Lila represents dash according to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Pride due to knowledge, mundane activities and speculative scholasticism, pride due to riches, hypocrisy and cunning duplicity. So this is the last point we discussed. According to
You're showing the answer. You're showing the answer with your mouth.
Okay. Hypocrisy and cunning duplicity is who? It's Aghasura.
Prabhuji, can I leave?
Oh, last one question, Taraji.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's getting late for you.
It's okay.
So last question, everyone. Lesson from Brahma Vimohana Lila. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Krishna can be understood as he is with pure bhakti. The cowherd boys and calves are the most exalted devotees. All of the above. Yes, all of the above is the answer. And all of you were right, actually.
I got everything right, and I'm in second place.
Third place goes to Ashmita Ji. Second place goes
21
to
out
Ayana.
of 21.
And first place goes to Ishwar Ji.
I got 21 out of 21, and Ishwar got in place.
Yeah, because Ishwar Ji was faster. Then there's Radha. And then there's
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Thairaji. Good luck
Hare-
for your last exam. And thank you all for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my exams are also starting this Monday, so I'm seeking your blessings and prayers.
Okay, Hare Krishna. All of us are praying for all of your
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Everybody have a first good week in school for the US students who are starting next week. And everybody taking exams in India. Do your exams well. Pray to Krishna.
Bye, Prabhuji.
Exams. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Bye Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for joining in spite of your exams. And so this is also very important along with your studies. So very good, you are all making good decisions to learn about Krishna also along with your scholastic studies. Okay, very good balancing of spiritual life and material life. Good job. Okay.
Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Good luck, Lakshmi, for your exams.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Wait. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Manumama, ഇപ്പോഴാ കിട്ടിയത്.
Hey, I want to see my
Manumama.